Welcome to the Healthcare Provider Happy Hour. This is a safe space where we invite healthcare providers to unapologetically be themselves after the working day. My name is Jennifer George, and each week I will connect you with guests and stories that will help transform your stress to success and fulfillment. Are you with me? Grab your drink of choice and let's chat. Hey everyone, welcome to the Healthcare Provider Happy Hour. I'm your host, Jennifer George, and I'm joining you today to chat with you a little bit about authenticity in communication. The reason why I am so passionate about communication, the reason why I'm obsessed with it, the reason why I can talk about it and learn about it all the time is because I can make it my own. When you compare it to traditional technical skill competency that you learn in school, for example, everyone learns the same thing and everyone learns it the same way and everyone replicates it the same way, right? And perhaps you have your own unique touch, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to interaction and connection, like that's human to human, right? So there's only one of you and there's only one of your patient. And so every interaction will be different. Every interaction will be unique. And how you show up to that is really what makes it. Okay. So for me, it's really important to be as present as I possibly can, but also to recognize that I'm not perfect. Okay. And to let patients know that you're doing your best in trying to understand their story. So, for example, today I had a patient who has a pretty complex medical history and it was a complex discharge. And I was really trying to take the time to listen to the full story because it was a chronic condition. It's been going on for years. And so there were so many different pieces to her story. And so I literally said at one point, as we were chatting, as she was chatting, I said, I just want you to know that I'm listening the best I can. And I may ask you to repeat yourself if that's okay with you. Not because I'm not listening, but it's because I'm trying to listen and trying to absorb as much as I possibly can. And I really just want to understand your story fully so that I can help you in the best way possible. And the only way I can do that is if I fully understand what's going on and what you share with me. So I asked for her permission to be present, to sometimes miss something, and it was well received. Okay, it was well received. And I think it was well received because it was genuine. I think it was also well received because it validated the complexity of her condition that sometimes healthcare providers can overlook and dismiss, right? So she's also aware of the fact that I'm aware of the fact that there is a lot to her story and that I'm really trying the best I can to be there for her and provide the best care that I possibly can. Okay, so that wasn't scripted. That was me being in the moment, being completely present and just genuinely saying what I was feeling because I knew that as she was talking that I was going to miss something. And so I felt like I wanted her to know that my intention was to fully be present and listen, but that I might miss something along the way and just to have patience with me if I miss it and to repeat yourself. So that was well received. And I always struggle because sometimes I've heard other podcasts and I've heard educators sometimes talk about checklists and sometimes scripts and things like that. And that's never jived with me. And it's never jived with me because it just doesn't feel genuine. Okay. There's a way to recognize conflict, potential conflict. There's a way to practice within boundaries that are professional, but also be genuine. Okay. Remember, your patients want more than anything to feel heard, to feel valued, to feel understood. And if they know that you are trying to do that, then it should go pretty well. Okay. No one is perfect. So just have compassion with yourself as you're trying to connect. The other thing I want to mention is that if you are struggling to communicate, if you're struggling to know what to say, this is a tip. Just listen instead. Because maybe you're too worked up about what to say, that you're not focusing on what is being said by your patient. So kind of restrain yourself if possible and just listen. Just listen, and just take in. Just take in and just know that by the more you take in, the better picture you're going to have and the better you're able to provide a more whole service for your patient. If you want more tips on how to communicate, please check out my book. It's called Communication is Care: 9 Empowering Strategies to Guide Patient Healing. It's a very quick read, a lot of nuggets in there that you can take away and build on to help enhance your practice and your patient experiences. If you like this podcast, please take a screenshot, tag me on Instagram, let me know. I always appreciate that and I always share them. And if you wouldn't mind, I would love for you to also leave a review if you like this podcast as well. Just head to iTunes, scroll down, write a review. You can rate it and then review. And that just simply helps me to identify what you like, what you don't like about the podcast, and how to move things forward for all of us. And until we chat next time, remember to stay well and to stay happy. So if you guys like this podcast, please subscribe and leave an honest review. Your feedback means everything to me. Your reviews are what moves this podcast forward, and I always appreciate receiving them. If you want to get a hold of me directly, reach out to me on social media. My handles are in the show notes. And you can always subscribe to my weekly newsletters at jennifergeorge.co so that we can stay connected. So until next time, thank you guys so much again for your ongoing support.